We are a prisoner at the In-N-Out. They're ignoring me. Could I please get a double cheeseburger and a Diet Coke and fries? So, yeah, a number one, yeah. I keep doing this tour after 33 years because it is the best way to rekindle all of the relationships that I have built over the years in the NFL, and it is the best way to start new relationships. You know, watching the Indianapolis Colts, everybody is going to focus on Andrew Luck's calf. So obviously that's an injury to be concerned with.
It certainly isn't how I envisioned this or planned this. But I am going to retire. This is not an easy decision. Honestly, it's the hardest decision of my life. But it is the right decision for me. For the last 4 years or so, I've been in this cycle of injury, pain, rehab, and it's been unceasing and relenting, and I've felt stuck in it, and the only way I see out is to no longer play football. It's taken my joy of this game away.
Hello, Packers and Texans practicing together. JJ, you come out here today. This is the first day in your life as a professional football player. You've competed in the state of Wisconsin.
I don't get overly emotional for too many things, and today was one of them. I mean, I literally have looked through these fences as a kid and watched practice, watched Brett Favre practice, and so to be able to walk out on these practice fields, it was pretty special.
How was it to ride the bike?
It was good until I broke it. We made sure to get the kid a new bike. And I think that's one of the coolest traditions, because those moments are moments that those kids are going to remember for the rest of their lives.
Last year, you became the first receiver in NFL history to have more than 110 catches with 0 drops. When you were young, how did you work on your hands to get to the point where you just don't drop footballs?
I remember what my brother and I used to do all the time. We always used to try to catch flies with our hands, and I was the only one that could catch them. And we would go
One-handed?
One-handed, two-handed. I studied it, and I started thinking, like, all right, this is hand-eye coordination. If I can do this, I know I can catch anything.
With Matt LaFleur in Green Bay, your life has taken a drastic turn, obviously, going from, you know, an assistant coach in Tennessee to be the head coach in Green Bay. Is it at all intimidating for you to be, hey, I'm Aaron Rodgers' boss now?
To be honest with you, I don't really look at it like that. I've always viewed that relationship as more of a partnership. He plays the toughest position in all of sports, in my opinion, and you want to make sure that he's comfortable with everything you're doing, because I know if he's confident, the other 10 guys in the huddle are going to be pretty confident.
Today was the first day that the Green Bay Packers had practiced against another team in a training camp practice in 14 years. I think the one thing I learned about the Packers is they feel really good about the transition from Mike McCarthy to Matt LaFleur. Hello, Browns.
That was Peter King. Kind of a big deal if you haven't heard. I'm piggybacking on his training camp tour. What up, dude? How you doing, man? Good to see you. It seems like the vibe is positive.
It's a fresh start, you know, it feels fresh, it feels good.
That's the first time I've got to witness you in practice, and Baker.
It's definitely a cool thing playing with him, you know, he's a winner. I watched him in college, I watched the fire and the spirit that he has on the football field. So you want to make plays for him, you want to be able to come up when he's looking for you to come up for him, and I'm excited about that.
Give me Odell Beckham Jr., other than the Sunday Night Football, unbelievable one. What's your top 2 or 3 in your mind?
I guess the one from the Redskins.
Okay. Do you mean the diving?
Yeah.
Okay, down the left sideline?
Yeah,
right.
The one from the Redskins, and then I had one against the Jets on like a quick slant, a bang, and I caught it, and I wanted to make a move and split them, and I couldn't because Calvin Pryor was coming flying down.
Right.
The big highlight play I'm waiting for, which I know is gonna come this year, is I want to have that crucial, like, block and somebody breaks it. Like, that's what I want.
Right.
Like, you know, those are plays nobody really talks about. We always want to score touchdowns, and yeah, I'm a receiver. Like, I want to score touchdowns, celebrate, do all that. Like, that's cool, but like, that's one play that I don't have on my career that I'm looking forward to and I want.
Yeah, see, all-around football player looking for run blocking highlights.
There isn't a more interesting story in 2019 than Freddie Kitchens and the Cleveland Browns with this tremendous explosion of attention. How has that been for you?
When you pull through the gate out front, it has a statement that says, out of yourself and into the team. All that hype and all those expectations will not determine our success or our failure. It's going to be determined by the guys in that locker room and the coaching staff, and the accountability that they have between each other will determine the expectations, not the outside world.
Look what the cat drug in to the NFL training camp tour. So we're going to get in a car and we are going to record the living crap out of your podcast.
Yes, we are. Yo, 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 what's up? It's the Chris Sims Unbuttoned Podcast. We're on the road. We just left Cleveland. We're on our way to Latrobe, Pennsylvania. We're going to see the Pittsburgh Steelers. You've been to Cleveland a million times through the years. What jumped out to you today?
The rest of the league, the rest of the world is kind of doubting the hire of Freddie Kitchens, but I think he's in the top third of imaginative offensive play callers in the NFL. Look, right over there right now, that's Progressive Field. So we went inside Progressive Field and we interviewed Terry Francona. If you had one piece of advice to give Freddie Kitchens, what would you say to him?
Be true to yourself. And I think if you put the players and the organization first, your situation will always take care of itself. I felt that way when I was a AA manager in Birmingham, making $28,000 a year, and I feel the same way now.
We're very close to the Steelers training camp in Latrobe at the Flight 93 National Memorial Site, and we're so honored to be here today to honor those who were lost. One of the things that is so beautiful about this site is how peaceful it is. I think you've done a beautiful job here.
It is. Well, thank you, sir. And one thing I just wanted to mention, an amazing story as it relates to the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3 days after September 11th, there was a prayer service, and the Steelers, the entire team, the coaches, the ownership came on a bus. It was just amazing that the Steelers wanted to be a part of that community, not because they're professional football players, but because this is their community. It's not about professional sports, not about scoring points. It's about taking care of each other and really trying to make a difference.
Hello, Steelers. The Steelers have trained in Latrobe for over 50 years, and we just got here. And Chris, one of the coolest traditions in training camp is when the Steelers come down through this mob of people, and they're all over here. And afterwards, everybody will leave here with an autograph.
And of course, you know I got my eye on Big Ben Roethlisberger over here. One of the most special arms in the history of the NFL. Your mechanics are like flawless. I'm like a quarterback nerd that's like into all that stuff. I mean, just the way where you keep your feet, your shoulder tucked in.
I've never thought, honestly, I've never thought about it.
Are you a 2 and 5 guy? Do you even pay attention to that? Like you put your pinky here. Let me see. Can you just grip it for us?
Yeah, I don't know what I do.
Yeah, good. That's how you know you're a baller, is and you don't even know. He just grabs it.
I have no idea.
Oh yeah, you're a 2 and 5 guy.
All right, yeah.
That's just like me.
Okay,
cool.
That makes us awesome.
This has really turned into sort of a weird division now.
I mean, you talk about Baltimore, you talk about the Cleveland, like you got two young quarterbacks who can scramble out of the pocket and make plays on the run. The Cincinnati Bengals, like you can't sleep on them because it's always a close game in our division. It used to be like Steelers dominate. Well, in this division, it's like, you know, it's up for grabs. Everyone's good, you know?
Tier. The driving leg of the tour is over. I'm going home for 3 days to Brooklyn, and then we're going to reconvene in Kyler Murray land in 4 days in Glendale, Arizona. Russell Wilson is right behind me right now. I think I'm going to start shrieking.
This is as good as I've felt going into a training camp since I've been the head coach of the Rams, for sure.
I want to know, what is it like having Swiss Family Robinson around the Rivers household?
It's awesome.
Is it possible you could go into double figures?
Oh yeah. We're just one away.
Air travel is so incredibly unreliable. We had an emergency landing in Dulles because the computer system went out on our flight. So we're sitting in Dulles Airport right now. Our interview with Kyler Murray is gone. Cliff Kingsbury, that's gone. It is such a glamorous life. sitting here, plugs in the wall, writing Football Morning in America just so that I can serve the dear readers of NBC Sports. Hello, Antonio Brownless Raiders. So Derek Carr, everybody is looking at your team and saying, oh my God, this Antonio Brown hurricane, it's hitting this team every day. When you have had him here, what's it like to throw a football deep to Antonio Brown?
You know, I've been around some really, really great players. And then there's guys like Antonio Brown. And it's crazy to think in the 32 teams of the world's best players at football that there could be a few guys that even separate themselves a little bit more. And he's one of those guys. It's just, you could throw a ball and be like, ah, and then he makes it look perfect. You know, he's just that good.
It's starting to look great. Love you, Brody. It's starting to gel.
And it's fun.
It's fun.
1, 2, 3.
What up?
I don't sense that the Antonio Brown noise has penetrated inside this team. Talking to one of the rookies, Jonathan Abram, who's going to be a starting strong safety here. Talking to Derek Carr, it sounds very much like this is a pretty normal training camp setting. It's hard to ignore it, they hear it, but I don't get the sense that it's really been a big issue as they try to build this team. You know, one of the benefits about the training camp trip is coming to places like Domaine Carneros in the Napa Valley, a few miles from where the Raiders train. If you wonder why I like to go see the Raiders every year in training camp, don't tell anybody, but I kind of like wine. Hello, Niners. So Jimmy, you underwent major knee surgery after getting hurt against Kansas City, tore your ACL 11 months ago. Are you itching as much as 49er fans basically to play a full season?
Yeah, it's been a while. You know, it's just, I don't know, that competitor in you, it starts to come out. Being back out on the field, I mean, I remember the first day of training camp, I had that little kid feeling, the excitement again, and it's, you know, it's fun to be back out here, and you know, you want to make it last as long as you can.
So Kyle, you finally got Jimmy Garoppolo back. He's only got 10 starts. What have you learned in your time now, almost 2 years now, with Jimmy Garoppolo? Do you feel like you have that good understanding of each other now?
Oh, we got to go through it together. I mean, you can say all you want in practice and stuff, and we feel great there, but you got to go through the grind together, and we haven't been able to do that yet. So that goes through experience, not just by talking about it and what we say out here. That's going to go through the ups and downs together, going through winning together, losing together, going through all those aspects in the season. And I know we will go through that, and the type of guy he is, the type of guy I am, the talent that he does have, I know we'll get there. I'm looking forward to it, but that's always a challenge.
Early on this spring, I listed the 49ers as a top 10 team in the NFL. And nothing I saw today changed my opinion of that. Now, the biggest issue in San Francisco is whether Jimmy Garoppolo can stay healthy. I think the 49ers are looking at their team, their season, their offense certainly, and saying, as Jimmy Garoppolo goes, so goes the rest of the team. I was a Red Sox fan as a kid. The coolest thing is now to be able to hang out for an hour with Kevin Youkilis, have him talking about his brewery and his beer and his baseball afterlife.
We got the brewery here.
Did you ever think you'd be a brewer?
I was thinking about it and talking about it for years.
Oh, yeah.
And people are like, what are you gonna, like, how are you gonna do that? I'm like, I don't know, we'll figure it out, right? You know, I retired when I was 35 years old, and I couldn't retire and play golf every day. I needed work, I need a business like this to keep my mind going, and this made me grow in so many different ways.
I gotta have the Ukes Kolsch.
I'm gonna get you a Citra Fields and a Ukes Kolsch.
Okay, I'm excited.
So we got the Kolsch here.
Good.
And then we got the Citra Fields here.
Oh, that Kolsch is good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Get you a pint.
So early morning, it's about 5:40 a.m. Got a 5:50 a.m. meeting with Sean McVay. But we're going to see what sort of Super Bowl hangover this team has, because that was not a good day in the Super Bowl for the Los Angeles Rams. So we'll see how they're coping with the aftermath. Sean, hey, how are you? How's life going?
Good, busy.
That's good. Yeah, that'd be great. You're a relentlessly optimistic person, generally. What was your message coming into camp with your team?
You know, people say, oh man, it's demoralizing to lose the Super Bowl. It's a lot more demoralizing not to be in it because I've seen both ends of the spectrum. And so, you know, that's the approach that we take, and I think our guys genuinely believe that. We're not going to enable the one game to hijack our ability to move forward. Shoot, you said it. You know, if you can't take getting gut punched, man, this isn't for you. And, you know, I love the confidence and the swagger this team has, but you got to earn it every single day. We're going to learn from the past, we're going to produce in the present, and that's going to enable us to prepare for the future.
I got the sense from Sean McVay that there really isn't the Super Bowl loss hangover you would think. I think you're going to see Jared Goff stretch the field a little bit more, take more chances down the field, especially take more chances than he did in the Super Bowl. We're on our way from the Rams camp in Thousand Oaks, California, up the California coast to Oxnard to see the Cowboys. So Jason Garrett, all of America wants to know how you do it without Ezekiel Elliott.
We're doing fine. We're doing fine. Zeke's been a great player for us. He's a great young man, and the business of the NFL is part of what we do. And right now he's dealing with that. Our team is dealing with that. But you know, we trust that he's getting himself in shape and ready to go. And in the meantime, we're out here in Oxnard, and a lot of young running backs have gotten great opportunities as a result of it, and hopefully the business side gets taken care of and we get them back here sooner rather than later.
So what's so interesting about the Dallas Cowboys is they have this attitude around training camp, basically, of what could we be worried about? So Ezekiel Elliott might not be here opening day. What's the problem? And I think the one reason that I'm not totally blowing off that opinion is because Tony Pollard has had an excellent training camp, and I think that there's a decent chance that they're going to open the season playing the rookie from Memphis. Hello, Seahawks. You had one of the most interesting negotiations I've ever seen, which came down right to the end.
Signed, sealed, and delivered for 5 years. Russell Wilson. He just one-upped Aaron Rodgers and became the highest-paid player in football.
That night when you were waiting for that contract to happen, did you think, I'm going to go into the season without one?
I believed it was going to happen, but the reality is that it is a business, and I think the thought process on the deadline was that really we didn't want to go into this whole process of, you know, the offseason and everybody writing, everybody talking about
hanging over your head all the time.
I just wanted to focus on football, and if it was going to get done, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. It was really about wanting to be here forever and playing for this organization. I've been blessed to be here, and I'm grateful for that.
This is the NFC's version of the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp, because in Pittsburgh what we saw was classic. No controversies, no outside agitation or anything. And it's the same thing here, all team, all the time. Last stop on our training camp trip. We're at the Chargers, Costa Mesa, California.
Green 80, gun!
We have a nice crowd of Phillip Rivers fans here in Orange County. I thought one of the coolest things is when ESPN had you mic'd up, and it showed how angry you get on the field, and yet you never swear. When is the last time you cursed? And secondly, do you ever really want to curse?
I don't want to say this arrogantly. I can't remember the last time. I can't say 100% that I've never in my entire life. But it's just a habit. It's just the way I've spoken. As mad as I get.
You can get your frustrations out?
What you hear is about as what comes to mind is about as mad as I am. So I don't ever think, man, I wish I could be even more. I wish I could say something else. That's about it.
I want to know, what is it like having Swiss Family Robinson around the Rivers household?
It's awesome.
Is it possible you could go into double figures?
Oh yeah. We're just one away. Nice play, Dre. You see it right there? Offense, we got to get better on third down tomorrow. Together. 1, 2, 3. Together.
I think Phillip Rivers is going to play at least 3 or 4 more years. He just loves the game. There's nothing else he wants to do, and we talked about it. You know what he wants to do next?
Let's go!
He wants to coach kids. And is that perfect for Phillip Rivers or what?
Let's go!
Check out my Football Morning in America column every Monday on NBCSports.com and ProFootballTalk.com. The no-look pass to DeMarcus Robinson. How do you throw the ball to a guy when you're not looking at him?
So as I drop back from the snap, there's a rush coming. I step up here, and I step up here, and I just see DeMarcus Robinson streaking across the field with the safety sitting right there. But I just kind of give him the look over here, and then I just hit him right there.
You're kind of accurate.
Yeah, I try to be at least. I try to be.
All right, so Patrick, last year when you did a feature for us on Football Night in America, you made a no-look pass. But before you made the no-look pass, I asked you to do it, and you said,
"What do I get if I make it in the bucket?"
And I said, well, I'll give you one of the best bottles of wine in the state of California.
Yeah.
Wine capital of the world. So I brought you a bottle of wine. This is from a vineyard called Casa Piena in the heart of the Napa Valley. It's from Carmen Policy, who used to be the general manager of the 49ers, president of the Browns, and he wanted me to give this to you. And, you know, so we can never say we don't repay our debts.
I got you. I
There you go.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So enjoy it.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
So this is the end of my 34th NFL training camp trip. It's been a long one. It lasted a month. I've seen 23 teams. The last one, the Kansas City Chiefs. And I've learned a lot. And I hope that you've learned a lot watching this show. Thanks. I'm going to go home and I'm going to sleep for a long time. Hello.
Name is Pepper.
I broke news today. Did you know that?
You did?
I did. I didn't.
What did you say?
Black and yellow, black and yellow. 2 things that I think we need to talk about.
We got to stop for a second. I don't have this thing on.
We don't trust Peter with anything electronic, okay?
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.